Students across the country begin a new school year. We are helping to make sure that everyone has what they need to start the year off right. Last week, we looked at coping strategies for parents and caregivers to help with those back-to-school blues. And today, we're putting a focus on the children. In a recent school survey in Ontario, 95% of schools say they need support to help students with their mental health. And 59% of students say they feel depressed about their future. Big numbers. Joining us this morning with practical tips for students is mental fitness expert Natalie Von Teichman. Welcome to your morning.
Thank you.
All right, what causes, first of all, the back-to-school jitters or that anxiety in kids?
Yeah, I mean, anxiety really in its simplest form is the fear of the unknown and wanting to control it. So when it comes to back-to-school anxiety, we're talking about it can manifest in ways of children not knowing who's going to be in their classroom, what's that first day of school looking like, who will be their friends, you know. All of these things can make children feel really nervous. And on top of that, you know, we're dealing with children right now who are already at a high level of anxiety with everything that's going on in the world, social media, you know, everything seems to be coming at them. They don't have a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
So that really predisposes them to feeling a lot more anxious with this transition.
It's a big one. Can you explain the term mental fitness and how it's different than mental health?
Totally. So mental health, I kind of like to think of it as a big umbrella term. Mental fitness fits underneath it. So the best way that I think really helps is when we think about physical fitness. So we have physical fitness, we have mental fitness. With physical fitness, for example, you wouldn't put your child in a game of hockey, we'll say hockey because we're Canadians, before you actually learn how to practice it. So you'd have them hold the stick, you'd have them shoot the puck, so they're ready for game time. Same thing actually even with education. You wouldn't have them do a test on, let's say, fractions if they'd never had the opportunity to practice the fractions before the test.
Right.
So these two things are done proactively before game time. When it comes to mental fitness, we tend to sort of wait and react until there's a problem. Eating disorders, you know, anxiety, depression. We wait, and then we react. So what we're trying to do with mental fitness is actually teach our kids strategies, tools to actually practice mental fitness like we do physical fitness and education, so we're ready for game time.
I love that philosophy. What are some of the ways to practice mental fitness?
Yeah, so some neat ways. One of them is Mindful Mondays. We like to do Mindful Mondays, so you swap out your bedtime reading on Monday night with actually going online and find a really great meditation app. There's some really great child-forward ones that you can listen to with your child at night. You can actually even lay in bed with them and reap the benefits of it yourself. Another tool that I just love so much is teaching your children the power of their breath. Your breath is with you all the time. It costs nothing. And one thing we know is that when children take deep, long belly breaths, it actually engages the parasympathetic nervous system and brings them into that calm state.
Really?
So a neat game you can play either before school or in the weeks ahead is shape tracing. So they can either write on a piece of paper or you can try it with them. You can take your palm.
With you.
Okay, and we're going to start down here. We're going to draw a square.
Okay.
So we're going to go up and inhale.
Yeah.
Hold your breath across. Exhale down. Hold across. Inhale up. Hold across. Exhale down. Hold across. So this helps actually lengthen those inhales and exhales. We know that another game we can do is taking shorter inhales than exhales. We know that when we do a longer exhale, that actually stimulates the parasympathetic more. So inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6. The power of the breath is so impactful for our children. And then another game I really love is a game called Rose, Thorn, Bud, Stem. And a rose is something you love that happened during the day. Your thorn is something you didn't like so much. Your bud is what you learned, and your stem is what you're looking forward to. And the reason I like this game to play it after school or on the way home at dinner time is it creates critical thinking. It also helps you learn about your child's day so that you can then actually speak to them about it, talk about feelings, and get a little more insight into what happened.
We have done this one with a family, and we did it for quite a few years. And it is amazing how, at first, there may be a little bit of resistance. But then once people get into the habit of it, I found that they would look forward to sharing.
They do.
They would think about their 4 things, and they would talk to each other about their problems, which was also really great.
And when we share it as parents, it's cool. They like to hear us that we had a tough time during our day, too.
Yeah, great tips. Thank you so much. You're setting us up really well for the new school year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Natalie.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.